Hi, everybody. If you were here right when we went live, you may have seen me confused. I forgot to put the little welcome screen up. I'm like, something's different. And the live button's on. Why is the live button on? Oh, I got to put the thing on. Guys, I'm like, what, at week 5 here? 4 or 5? Yeah, this is challenge number 5. I'm at week 5. You'd think I'd remember to put the to put the intro video on. What's funny is that I think it was because I'm always scrambling last minute. Again, you guys probably know me by now, right? We've talked about how messy I am, how I'm still working on organizing the craft room. I actually didn't pull out any potential supplies today. Usually I grab some stuff and I'm like, hey, maybe this stuff will work depending on what the prompt is or how it's chosen during the live. You know, I've got some maybe like general idea of a plan. I don't have any plan today because I was like, oh, we're going to leave it to the mystery envelopes. And I'll talk more about these soon. And I was like, oh, I don't need to plan anything because it's mystery envelopes. And then I'm realizing all my supplies are like just in cardboard boxes. Like, how am I going to find the coordinating dies if I want to like use a stamp set and a coordinating die? So this is going to be a real fun adventure because I don't have anything prepared. Why is it like that? So then I think I was realizing that in my head when I pressed the live button. I'm just kind of contemplating it. And that's how I ended up forgetting to press the video button. Okay, all that to say, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, either live right now, or if you're checking out the replay, either on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm seeing all of our usual fans and friends here. That's great. And also a couple of new names that I don't recognize. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen Raza, and I am one of the co-founders of, there it is, Altenew. I'm not doing well today. The camera flips it. So when I point to the right, it looks the other direction. So there we go. So yes, I'm one of the co-founders of Altenew, and I am doing this new live challenge, which is so much fun. I am getting to work outside of my comfort zone. I hope those of you who have been playing along have been doing the same thing as well. Just from reading some of the captions when you guys post projects, it seems like it is helping stretch your creativity, which is great. It is so scary to do this live, I have to say, because normally challenges are making you do something you wouldn't normally do. So being live and going outside of my typical bubble is scary and exciting, and I love it. It's great. It just I get a little nervous, you know, every time. So especially today, looking at the boxes of supplies next to me that are not in any way organized, and knowing that I'm going to have to dig through them soon once we see what today's challenge is. Now, before we dive into today's challenge, let's just do some upkeep here. I do need to remind you that while we're live, if you share this live stream, then you will be entered to win a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store. That only works while we're live. So please do that within the next 55 minutes. Usually I'm on for about an hour. So if you can get that shared, you will automatically be entered to win. And that's just a random draw. And we will tag you in the comments. If you are the winner, then you can just contact us and get that $15 gift certificate, either to get something that's been on your crafty wish list, something maybe you want for a friend, maybe you put it towards something more expensive that you've had your eye on, or you could just save it for the right moment till you just feel like, oh, I need to go shopping now. Check out that new release. It is awesome, right? Now it's time to go shopping. Another way you could win is by playing along. And I do encourage all of you to play along on the challenges. And I don't think anybody has submitted a partially done project yet. Maybe because it's scary to share something that's not done. You're like, I'm not comfortable putting this like work in progress on the internet. However, if you do, it still counts. You don't have to finish your project because I want everyone to get encouraged to craft, even if you may not have all the time this week. And since these are weekly challenges, you do need to submit it by next week's live in order for it to be considered for a prize. So if you're not finished in time, just post it anyway, and we can check it out and you'll still have a chance to win. So I went ahead and checked out all of the projects that were shared this past week. So last week's challenge was a bingo challenge. And give me a moment. It always takes a couple seconds for me to get the screen share ready. So here we go. Here is our challenge winner. And maybe you recognize this as your project. If you're live, the winner is Amy Moore. And I just loved this project. Again, all of them are fantastic, but this one used the stars prompt. Okay, I think it was stars, metallic, monochromatic, and I can't remember the last prompt, but it was one of the lines in the bingo card. And the thing that drew me to this card is the fact that you wouldn't always think of stars and flowers as being a go-to combo, right? Because stars are more geometric, and then the flowers are more organic. But I just love the like juxtaposition between those two. And I also liked the texture in the background. So the prompt that Amy used did not say to use texture or an embossing folder, but she did. And I think that kind of ties in the geometric element of from the stars. So I thought this was a really cool way to showcase that bingo prompt. And Amy, go ahead and go ahead and email winner@altenew.com and we will get you set up with your prize. So yay, Amy. All right, now let me just check some of the comments to see if I missed anything. Hello to all of you who are here, like Stacy, Carrie, JCR 9531. We will be Delaware bound in about a year and a half. Oh, okay, so you're in New Hampshire now. So you're not too far from me. I'm in Massachusetts. Rebecca is in dark England. Is it dark because it's gloomy today? Maybe. Also, wait, you guys are 5 hours ahead, I believe. So that'd be 8 o'clock. So it's also nighttime. So Rebecca, I guess it's night for you. Nancy, scrolling quickly. Amy's here. Yeah. So congrats to Amy. So you guys can go ahead and congratulate her in the chat if you'd like, because I just see she is here with us today. And she also has liked and shared our post. Ooh, look at that. All right, so let's go ahead. And before I get into today's challenge, I do want to share with you the project that I finished last week. So part of my bingo prompt was to include metallic. And as of the end of last week's live, I hadn't finished painting all of the metallic elements. So here I have them finished. So you could see where that shine is. So like over here, these petals are painted. I wish there was like just like the perfect angle. There we go. All right, so now you can see in the leaves where I have the green. This was all Altenew's metallic watercolor set. I also added the enamel dots that was part of my bingo line. And I had stenciling, part of my bingo line. And then ink blending, which of course ties in with the stenciling. And then at the end, I added this sentiment. And the sentiment is from the Deco Greetings stamp set. So this was my finished card. So I was able to complete that after the live. Always good when you finish a project. All right, so today's challenge is a mystery prompt. And I have placed 4 different mystery prompts in the different envelopes here. Hannah is behind the badge today. I'm just checking my messages. I did think it was going to be Angel because she's usually with us. But if you guys want to say hello to Hannah, she is lovely and she'll be behind the Altenew badge, popping in links during the live and answering any questions that maybe I miss. And the different prompts inside of these envelopes are a complete mystery. And I'm going to have you guys help me choose which envelope. So Hannah, if you can go in to the chat and put in the link. I made a Google poll. So this link will go into the Facebook Live comments and also the YouTube Live comments. So behind the Altenew badge, you're going to see a link. Go in. And that is going to be the link to the poll. And you're going to choose one of these envelopes. Let me go through the colors. I'll pop you guys down so that you can see them a little better. Let me switch around the video to this one. Okay, so Han should be there adding the comment with the link shortly. Yep, there it is. Okay, so you could see Altenew says, here's the link to the poll. Go into that poll. You don't need to log in. We have olive. These are all Altenew envelopes, by the way. The colors are so beautiful. So we have olive, mountain mist, pink diamond, and butternut. Okay, olive, mountain mist, pink diamond, and butternut. And what I want you to do is go into the poll at the link, again, linked from Altenew's account here on the live, and just pick one of these. And I'm going to open up the envelope that gets the most votes, and we will see what the prompt is for today. The other envelopes, I'm going to keep a secret. I was going to reveal them, like the ones it's not going to be today. However, I know that in the future on different lives, we're going to have more prompts needed. So I'm going to save those for future prompts. So you guys will not even find out what the ones that are not chosen are. So we have, again, this is the olive. This is mountain mist. This is pink diamond. This is butternut. Let's see if I can get the poll results to show up. Not sure how. I cannot go do demo again. Why not? Okay, I will just tell you then which ones are winning. So right now we have olive in the lead. So olive is number one, then followed by mountain mist, followed by butternut, followed by pink diamond. I will leave the poll open for another couple of minutes. Maybe not a couple of minutes, but I will check out your comments and then we'll look at the poll one more time before I close it out and we officially choose which mystery prompt it is. So we have Rebecca says, normally I'm a blues girl, but that butternut is calling to me. These are such nice spring colors. They do make me think of spring. So that's why I chose these colors for today. But we have so many envelopes. Honestly, you guys should check out all of the different envelope colors we have because they're just all beautiful. And of course, they coordinate with our ink and they coordinate with our cardstock and a bunch of other products that use the Altenew signature colors. Joanne says all the colors are beautiful. Yes. All right. So let me see where we are. Let me give one more minute and we will see who the winner is. Just as an FYI, these envelopes have a adhesive tab, so you don't need to lick them because gosh, I hate licking envelopes. So that's pretty nice that you don't have to worry about licking the envelopes. Okay, now, if you're watching this and it's not live, you're watching on the replay, unfortunately, the link to the poll won't work because we've already been live. So, oh, Team Mountain Mist. This one is beautiful. Okay, I will officially say we are done. And with 40% of the votes, the winning envelope is olive. Okay, so we're going to go with the olive prompt. And let's find out what we have to work with today. All right, washi tape Wonderland. Now for washi tape Wonderland, we are going to have washi tape be the feature, the focus of your card. So not just like, oh, there's some washi tape on the side, or like, oh, I put a little washi tape somewhere. No, we are like making washi tape the feature. Okay, so here we are with washi tape Wonderland. And now I get to pull out some washi tapes. I have many. And I'm thinking maybe some of the larger washi tapes. Now, a lot of the Altenew washi tapes are actually discontinued. So that means when they sold out, we didn't reorder. But you can use any washi tape. You do not have to use Altenew washi tapes at all. You can use any that you have from your stash. You can tell I don't use a lot of washi tape. These are unopened washi tapes. But let's see what I'm drawn to. I do like these, the monochrome with the flowers on them. That's beautiful. We have some gorgeous washi tapes that have like foil on them. We have many, many smaller washi tapes, like solid washi tapes of different colors and color families. Those are great for adding accents, but I'm going to use one of the larger washi tapes or a couple of the larger washi tapes because I feel like that is going to give us the most impact for our washi tape wonderland. I see Rebecca says die cut a washi tape cover plate panel in one color, focal point in another. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm going to have something be the feature where maybe I cut out elements and then some things as the background. And Christine doesn't usually reach for washi tape. So yeah, I'm right there with you, Christine. You and I are both out of our comfort zone with the washi tape. Let me see. I also really love our rainbow washi tapes. And these I have used because they are actually opened. So we've got this rainbow one, another rainbow one that's more of like a gradient. So I actually really love those. That's a different vibe though. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. And again, this is not even close to how much washi tape we have. We also have like supersized washi tape. This is the Wild Flora. Again, not all of these are available. We do have quite a bit of washi tape still on the Altenew website, so please go check that out. This would be a great background too, this one. I'm just taking everything out. We're going to see what speaks to us. Amy says not her cup of tea. Yeah, so let's do it up. Now, if you don't have washi tape and you want to play along, see if you have any other like decorative tapes, you know, something that might be a sub for a washi tape if you don't have that. I know that not everybody has washi tape. Also, you guys, this is like a personal favorite, the like Galaxy one. I actually should leave this out. This is a great quick way to make a background for a card. It's just card panel, boom, you're done. And it's so red. I love Galaxies. If you were here on the very first Altenew Challenge Live with the Creative Challenges with Jen, then you'll know I did a die cut flower where I did my own Galaxy background and die cut them. But you could do the same thing with this. Adhere the washi tape to a piece of cardstock, die cut all the elements from that and arrange your flower. And that would just be an even easier way to get that same look. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this one. And it doesn't work with the rainbows. Too bad. I'll set the rainbows aside. I like this, the Grand Stream, or this one as a background. So let's stick with that. Put all of these away for another project. Hopefully I'll find inspiration right now that I'm doing this challenge and I haven't used washi tape in a very long time. This is a great way to use some of those old supplies, and maybe I'll grab them more frequently now. Okay, so I think I will start with the decorative washi tape that has the flowers all over it, and we'll put some on here and cut out some different elements. Then we'll see which background it looks better on. I'm thinking it might be the black just because there's more contrast. However, I do really like these stripes. And while I go through, I'm looking at some more of your comments. Yes, I agree. Yep. Tania uses washi tape and it's so fun. And her cards are always awesome and amazing. Okay, so here is our washi tape. Now, it is a thin tape, so you don't want to rip it super quickly. If you do, you might end up tearing the tape itself. And I'm going to look and see if there's an arrangement of flowers. I would use this one, but some of it's cut off. I'm thinking, yeah, right here. So I'll use this area. Oh, I want to make sure I get all of it. Okay, so I'm just placing this down. I'm not worried that I just ripped some of it because this is the flower element I'm going to cut out. Now I know that there's a little bit cut off here, but I'm just going to go around it so you can't tell. I also might cut out some more elements. So I'm going to leave this here for now. I'm just going to rip off some of this excess. You could also fold it behind the back, cut it off, whatever you want. Now, washi tape, don't worry about wasting it. I'm usually somebody who hoards supplies and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't waste anything. I save all my scraps. But with the washi tape, you get like so much bang for your buck that it's not like disappointing when you have to throw some of it out. So don't worry about that. It's a really economical way to get cool patterns. Like if you compare this to buying, let's say, pattern paper, this is definitely more cost effective. Okay, so I'll just do that, fold these over, and I'll grab my scissors and do some fussy cutting. Carrie says you could use it for holding dies in place. Absolutely, but I do use my satin masking tape from Altenew to hold my dies in place, just because it is like cheaper per like inch, and it's not as pretty. So again, I don't mind wasting it. But whenever I do fussy cutting, I do like to leave just a little bit of a white border. You would have that look with dies anyway. And then I wiggle the cardstock around or the paper around while I just open and close my scissors. And that's really the easiest way to fussy cut. And really, you don't have to worry about perfection. If there's an area that I feel like is a little bit too detailed, I'll skip it for now, like this, and then I'll just come back later. Because sometimes it's easier to get those detailed areas when you're not fighting with like another piece of cardstock. Okay, so let's continue in that area that I skipped. Just like that. And yeah, I think I'm going to cut out some more elements. I think it'd be really cool to have maybe a couple of arrangements that we layer on the card. I'm just jumping in between the leaves. Again, not worrying about perfection, not worrying about keeping it like equal distance. I'm not like measuring a millimeter away from the flowers and leaves, just roughly going around. Sue says, question, are you using Altenew scissors? I am. I don't know if you guys can read it. It says Altenew right there. We've got a little design, and Han went ahead and popped the link into the chat. So if you have a link to these scissors, you can go get that. All right, so just continuing around just like this. And while I do it, I'm brainstorming what I want to do with my background. So maybe we will place this washi tape onto our background options and see what looks better. Now, like I said, I am cutting some of this off just because that washi tape went over the edge. And it's not a big deal. I'm going to layer elements anyway. So I'll just layer something else on top. All right, and just like that, we have a gorgeous watercolor focal point for our card. Step that aside, and now let's look at some backgrounds. Oh, that is cute. Ooh, that's what I have to do. Sorry, Grand Stream washi tape. You were a good contender, but the black and the white just pops. I'm loving that. Okay, so let's grab another card panel. Before I do the live, you guys, I just cut some of these card panels, and it's great just having them ready to go. So that's a top tip for you guys if you're ever like, I don't know, not feeling creative, you don't know what to do with your time, and you want to help yourself, your future self. Go ahead and cut some card panels and leave them on your crafting space so that the next time you create, they're ready to go. Okay, so I just unrolled some of the washi tape. And I'm going to just place this on. I'm trying to decide where I want the lines to fall on the card base. So if you're curious what I'm contemplating right now, that's what it is. So I just folded that under itself. Okay, so if I go like this, that's pretty much centered. And that looks pretty good. The other thing that's nice about washi is if you place it wrong, you can peel it back up. It is repositionable. So I did place that down a little bit skewed. So let's give this another go. Carrie also has ready-made panels on hand. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier, I think. When you're creating, you don't have to worry about that step. It's already done. Okay, that looks good. I'll pop it over and smooth it out. If you have like a credit card or something, you can also use that to smooth it out. All right, that looks lovely. And I'm just going to grab a large pair of scissors. These are not Altenew scissors, just my detail scissors are, FYI. And from the back, I will trim. Again, you can fold over the edges if you prefer, instead of trimming it off. And then once we do this, we're going to make another floral element just by putting more of this onto a piece of cardstock and trimming out something. Then after we do that, my gosh, you guys, this card might be done sooner than we realize, because I think just some embellishments and a sentiment will complete it. So those of you who say, I don't usually use washi tape, or this is out of my comfort zone, you might realize that washi tape is a time saver. All right, this looks really cute. It's funny looking at it on my cutting and alignment mat, because it's just more squares, more white lines on a black background. Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. This is my cardstock panel, I promise. All right, so we'll put that there, and you guys can see already we are getting a really cool modern look. So let's get the cardstock, plain cardstock once more. And we're going to add some more of this washi tape and see what other flower elements we can cut out. Now, as I am getting this ready, I just want to put in another reminder for you guys to share while we're live, so you can have a chance to win a $15 gift certificate. Also, I want you to create your own Washi Wonderland project. Now, I think earlier I said card. It doesn't have to be a card, okay? Any project featuring washi tape. Again, I don't want washi tape to just be like an afterthought. Oh, let me just put a stripe of washi. No, this is Washi Tape Wonderland, which means that the washi tape is going to be the feature of this card or project, whatever it is that you're creating. It could be an art piece. It could be a page for your scrapbook. If you're wondering what I'm doing over here, I am fighting with my tape, because when you're live, things like this happen. You know, these things that don't happen when you're by yourself. And then when you're live and people are watching you peel tape, you keep ripping it. Yeah. There we go. You guys, if it doesn't go, I'm just going to rip it. I don't have the patience to deal with this right now. All right, we're just going with it. Okay, so this is what I wanted to cut out, are these two extra little flowers. So I'll place them down. This is also a nice way to use up scrap paper. So I put it on a fresh new panel just because, like I said, I just cut them all. But if you had some scraps of paper, you can add the washi to that. Sharon says, I'm slowly learning the colors, purchasing the inks, one color family a month. That's a really great way to do it. As somebody also, myself, who understands not spending, not like dumping all your money into your hobby at once, you know, as fun as that is, and those of you who do, that is amazing. But I'm also the type of person, when I have a new hobby, I'm not going to go all in right away. So I build my collection slowly for certain things. So I think that's a great strategy to get one color family a month. And that way you can build up your ink collection without breaking the bank. And the hobby that I'm referring to right now obviously isn't paper crafting, because one of my perks of working at Altenew is I do get all of the ink families and all the products. However, I'm starting to get into photography, and I so desperately want like a whole bunch of lenses and filters and lighting equipment and all this stuff. But I am building my hobby slowly. I'm getting things as it makes sense, and I'm not dumping all my money in at once. But I'm curious, for those of you who are watching, how many of you have photography as a hobby? I always had like a semi-nice camera because for card making and then also for filming like classes for Altenew and different content like that, I had a DSLR camera. And then I think it was 2 years ago, I bought a mirrorless camera and I really love it so much. And then I got a lens for my birthday this past September. And then that's kind of when I was like, all right, let me seriously start learning about my camera, like learning about the manual features. By the way, I'm just going to trim this off because I'm not going to show this whole piece. This is going to go behind the other one. So just going to kind of chop that off that way. So yeah, I've been slowly learning how to use the manual settings on my camera, slowly learning about light. Like it just seems so basic, right? Of course, yeah, you need light for an image, but just the way to manipulate light or what to do if you're taking pictures outside on a sunny day, how to work with the sun so that it's in your favor and not like creating hot spots on your images. And it is going slowly, my learning, but my pictures are improving, so I'm happy about that. And let me see what you guys say. Christine says she enjoys photography and that's what got her into scrapbooking. Oh, that's really cool. I love that. Mine was like the opposite, right? I was into card making and then I needed a camera for my job. And then now I'm kind of getting into the photography of it all. So mine was an opposite situation. Let's see. Tracy saying the challenge is washi end. It's not washi and anything. It's just washi. You can use other elements. Like I'm using washi as my background and as my focus. You don't need to do that, but the focus needs to be washi. So if you want a plain background, you could do a plain background, a non-washi background, but you want to feature the washi tape in some way. So I'm just going to play around with these and see what arrangement looks good. I'm kind of liking like something like this, just so that we have a nice bit of movement, a little arc. Christine also rarely takes out her pro camera. She uses her iPhone. I know, right? So I also have an iPhone. I think this is the 16 Pro. So it has a good built-in camera, but still, like if I compare it to the photos I take with an actual camera, the real camera is better for sure. But I do agree that the phones do an incredible job. They say the best camera is always the one you have with you. Yeah, that's true, Christine. If you don't have anything to document the pictures, then you don't get to save the memory. So definitely use what you have. And I've seen some phenomenal iPhone photos or other camera phone. Doesn't have to be an iPhone. Okay, this I am very happy with. So I'm going to grab some tape. This is our original foam tape because we do now have quite a few foam tape options. Cheryl says this looks so good already. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I'm telling you, the washi tape is a time saver, and it's not something I think of using frequently. It really isn't. So, all right, I think I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to pop both of these up on foam. So this one will be on foam on one end up here, and then flat on the other side. And then this one will be double foam on this side and single foam on this side. I know it doesn't make sense. I'll explain it better as I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. And this is the part that I want to have the foam layer. Okay, so let's trim this up. And I always use smaller pieces of the foam tape. You could also rip it. You don't have to cut them. And I'm not worried about getting tape under every little section. Okay, now one thing about the washi tape is it's not like the best for our regular tape runner. So we have the glue tape that we sell, and if you use the glue tape on the washi tape, it's not going to stick really well. So I'm actually going to grab double-sided tape. This is a new one that I just grabbed, so let me take a second to open it. This is the double-sided, ultra sticky double-sided tape, and this will adhere better to the washi because again, the washi is kind of like a slick background. Okay, so just take that aside. And as I'm doing this, again, I want to remind you to share while we're live so that you have an opportunity to win a $15 gift certificate. And then also start thinking about what you're going to make with washi because I really want you guys to play along. When you do, you're going to have to share with hashtag Altenew Challenge Live so I can find your project. Okay, so this looks good. Again, don't need to cover the entire back, but you'll see I put foam tape at the top and then flat adhesive at the bottom. Okay, so foam here, flat here. Now I'll place that back to where it was. I'll take off my little backing paper. Yeah, Sandra, unfortunately, a lot of our washi tape is discontinued. However, the challenge doesn't require Altenew washi tape. You can use any washi tape that you may have in your collection or any decorative tape. So I'm adding that as well. Decorative tape works if you don't have washi. Okay, so now all of the adhesive is sticky because I took all of that backing paper off. And I'm just going to get my placement back. Okay, now scoot the bottom one out of the way. Stick this down. And yeah, that ultra sticky tape really does a good job on the washi. Just like this. Okay. Now for this, I think I said I was going to use a double layer. I think I'll just, do I want to use a double layer or a single layer? So I'm just imagining how thick it is. I could also use the other tape, but it's in a box right now. the one of the newer foam tapes, but like I said, it's in a box and it's not easily accessible to me without digging around. Okay, so I will do just regular foam layer here. Okay, because I could also do flat adhesive here, foam adhesive here, but I think I'll do foam on the entire back of this. Yes, Han, thank you for putting that in the comments. The black one is the tuxedo wide washi tape. So that's the background that I have here. And she also linked up the ultra sticky double-sided tape that I'm using. It's really a great one to have in your collection because it will stick to things that a regular glue tape might not. Okay, so again, this slick surface of this washi tape is really good when you have that double-sided tape. Okay, just popping these around. Just in random spots. And let me grab a little bit more tape for this area. But then we get to start thinking about a sentiment. I'm telling you, we are making this project in record time thanks to that washi tape. Yeah, Sandra's saying if you're using a different company, it's okay. Yes, you do not have to use Altenew products for my challenge. And the reason why is I want you to use Altenew products. Of course, I work for Altenew and I design a lot of the products for Altenew and I'm in love with Altenew products. But I understand, especially those of you who might be new to our lives or new to our company, you may not have any of our products yet. And this is a great way for you to play along before having our products. And then if you win, then you can use that $15 gift certificate to get something of ours. Okay, so I'm not worried about the little bits hanging off the edge. I could trim them off if I wanted to, but I do like that look. It's kind of like a very organic arrangement here. And I like that it's kind of hanging off the edge. Okay, so here we are with this. Now the card is pretty much done, like I said, without the sentiment. So let's think about sentiment options. I have a lot of unorganized stamps near me, but let's dig into the box and see what we got. Do you guys want me to just take a stack out and see what inspires us? An unorganized stack of products? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, botanical line art. These are some nice sentiments, nice and bold. So that's actually a great option. I'll hold that to the side. I'm not going to do foiling right now. These are all stencils. Okay, these are some pretty sentiments. This box, you could tell, has older products in it. Happiness radiates from a heart full of joy. I love that. But I think so far with the tuxedo background with those stripes, I'm liking the bold greetings here in the botanical line art. Rebecca says it's like a midweek craft roulette. Oh, that's funny. How many of you guys do watch the craft roulette? I am aware of it, and I've watched maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but it seems like a really fun challenge. Okay, these are more stencils. All right, let's grab one more mystery grab of products and see if there are any other better sentiments, but I think I'm pretty happy with those. Okay, more stencils. Cupped flowers sentiment. Nah, I need bold sentiments. Ooh, this could be good too. The sweet lilies. And this is from one of our Build-A-Garden sets. Okay, so let's think. We could do hugs. I'm thinking of thanks. Let's go with thanks. No, or hugs. You guys, I can't decide. Put it in the comments. Do you want me to use hugs from Sweet Lilies or thanks from Botanical Line Art? What looks better with this card? Okay, I'm looking at comments. I can't wait to hear which one I should use, thanks or hugs. A lot of you guys do the craft roulette. That's great. I see a vote for thanks. Hugs. Oh, hugs. Another one for hugs. Hugs. Okay. I see quite a few for hugs. So thanks. You're going back in the box. Hugs. You're coming with me. Okay. I'm not sure if I've used this set before, so I will jump in with my stamp conditioning eraser and I will condition this stamp. If you guys are wondering why I have so many unused sets, I think I explained this last time, but again, and I said it earlier too, I am so lucky to be part of Altenew, so I have all the products, but I think it would be near impossible to create with every single set that we've released. So I do have quite a few that have been not used by me. So I'm not sure if I've used this one before. Okay, I'm going to do the thing that bothers pretty much everybody, is I'm going to grab an acrylic block for my sentiment. I think this is very triggering for people. I love my stamp wheel, you guys. Stamp positioners are an awesome tool. But for some reason with sentiments, I just go in by hand on an acrylic block every time. It's just me. What can I say? All right, I'm going to put this on a sentiment strip. I will put white sentiment strip and I'll do black ink. I think that'll look the best with the contrast that we have going on here already. And let me just get a little scrap of cardstock. Let's see if I have a scrap. If not, I'll just grab another panel. This is like a random size of cardstock. Okay. It's narrower than a card base, so I'm not sure what I was using this for, but this will be good. Cheryl still uses acrylic blocks. Yes, I'm not the only one. Thank you, Cheryl. I don't feel like a weirdo now. Because everybody's usually like, oh, once I got my stamp positioner, I got my Misty, I got my stamp wheel, I got my whatever other company ones. And then you're like, I'm never using an acrylic block again. But I do like the acrylic blocks. I'm just going to grab some obsidian ink. And stamp this out. Just keeping it straight as I can so that when I cut the strip, it'll be straight. Looks good. Thank you guys, whoever suggested hugs. It's a nice one. And I do have my damp chamois cloth here just to wipe off that ink. Carrie says, I use them occasionally, but it's always a risky venture. It is. You got to hold your breath when you are stamping with an acrylic block. Also, you've got to get like right over your project. If you're like at the side, it's not really as easy to get everything lined up. Okay, so let me just trim this off. And then I'll decide how long I want this strip to be. Oops, kind of messed up my cutting there. All right, so let's go over to the card. Maybe I'll see if I could, yeah, I'll tuck part of it in and then I'll have the other part out. Okay, so I'm gonna have to trim some of this off. Let me go ahead and do that. Marie says, I love how bold the hugs is. Yeah, I think we needed bold. That was an important thing for this card because of the bold action going on. So if I trim this here, that should help me slip it underneath. Perfect. Okay, so let's do that. I will go back to my ultra sticky double-sided tape again, just because I'm adhering it onto the washi and it's slick and I don't want it to fall off. You guys, we are finishing this card early, which means I will have time to answer any questions that you may have. So if you want to brainstorm some questions, if you want to join in the challenge, don't forget that it is Washi Tape Wonderland. So that is a washi tape feature, not an afterthought, but an actual feature on your project. Okay, let's take this out of the way. My stamp wheel I don't need right now. I will place my card on the cutting and alignment mat. We have the A2 grid here in the center, which really helps when lining different elements. Popping that into place. And that looks good. Looks straight. Okay. Let's trim off the excess. And maybe this needs some like gem sparkles. Okay, let's grab some gem sparkles. I feel like, again, with the bold elements here, maybe something shiny. These ones are so pretty. These are the iridescent. I think that would be good. But let's see what else we've got. No, these don't really match. Crystal clear, maybe crystal clear. No sapphire. Oh, the black onyx, maybe. Oh, Tracy says, can we get the Amy Tan colors in artist alcohol markers? I will bring that up to the team. Great suggestion. Those colors are so fun. Let's see if I can pull those out quickly. So these are the Amy Tangerine colors. This tickled pink is just like spectacular. Let us celebrate. Easy breezy. They're so fun and cheerful. Peachy keen, tangerine dream, navy, mid yellow, ride the wave, be grateful, lemonade stand, silver lining, berry cool, and then the rose gold. So that's a great suggestion. Also, can you guys tell that one of the things I did organize in my craft room is inks? So when I saw Amy Tan inks, I knew exactly where to get them. So I'm not completely disorganized, just mostly disorganized. Okay, I'm seeing iridescent goes with everything. True. I love the smoky quartz too. Like the ones in the middle here, that might look nice. No. Okay, I'm thinking I'm going with something neutral. Yeah, the gem sparkles are pure happiness. That's what Christian says, and I agree, Christian. Pure happiness here with the gem sparkles. And I'm going outside of my comfort zone. I've shared before, when it comes to adding enamel dots, sequins, gem sparkles, I really don't know what I'm doing. So I'm trying to get more comfortable with them. That's why my last few projects on our lives have featured them, because I'm just trying to get used to it. I don't think the iridescent, actually. That was going to be my first thought. I don't think black onyx either, even though I really like them a lot. I think I'm going with smoky quartz. Let's see. Sometimes when I'm deciding, I just take the acetate and like hover it over. Yeah, what I like about using the smoky quartz, I think, on this is that if my placement isn't perfect, they're not going to like jump out at you. It's more just for texture and shine. And since I'm still working on my placement, I think rule of 3 is pretty good. So I will place 3 gems on my card, and then we'll see if we need any more. No, I think I'm gonna do a bigger one. Okay. We do have multiple sizes here. So I'll use one of the larger gems here. I'm not pushing it down yet because I want to make sure I like the placement before I commit. Place a smaller one here. We'll put a baby one up here. Am I happy with that? No. Maybe that's the best we're gonna get. Good thing they're dark. I'm still working on it. Maybe I need another one. Maybe the rule of 3 isn't working for me right now, because I feel like I need a little one here just to offset how big this one is. You know, on our team, Miriam, she like always knows where to put these things. She's the queen of the enamel dots, the sequins, the gem sparkles. All right, I'm pressing them in. I'm locking in my answer here. Okay. So that is it. Ah, I love it. This is our washi tape Wonderland project. Let me just flip over. And again, if you guys have any other questions, we've got a couple minutes before I sign off. But I will flip you around so I can see you all, and you can see me. I can't see you. I'm back. Okay. So once again, here is the card. Looking cute, looking pretty, looking sparkly. I'll still work on my gem sparkle placement, but I think I'm actually pretty happy with this, of how they ended up. Sandra says, do it around your sentiment and odd numbers. Yeah, that's a good idea, around the sentiment. I didn't think of that. Like I said, I'm still working on it. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go online and look at other projects, maybe Miriam's, and other people who are good with placement of those different embellishments, and see where they put them. And maybe I can kind of get my inspiration that way. So yeah, Tracy says, cool combo, graphic and soft at the same time. Yeah, I did really like this other washi tape that's more watercolory. It would match the vibe of the flowers, but I just think that it wasn't going to pop enough. And then when I saw it on the tuxedo washi tape, was like, yes, that card is popping. So this was definitely the right way to go. Ida, oh, how about some thumbs up for this amazing session? That's really sweet. I'm glad you're enjoying it, because again, it's just like my stream of consciousness as I'm doing a challenge. Like I said earlier, it's not as planned out. So there's definitely a lot of decision making happening live on the fly. So I'm like, do I want this? Do I want this? Let me grab the big box of supplies. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I'm sure that's how you craft at home. And you don't really have, well, sometimes some of you might, or maybe sometimes you do, but I think a lot of us just kind of want to get crafty and we don't have a solid game plan. Maybe we know what new products we want to use, but we don't really have everything figured out yet. So that trial and error that happens is just a part of the process. So you guys are here able to experience that with me. All right, now I always give you a little last reminder before I sign off that you do need to share us live if you want to have an opportunity to win that $15 gift certificate. So since I'm close to signing off, if you haven't shared this live stream yet, please do it now, because once I sign off, We're going to go in, randomly pick the winner, and we will tag you. So do it now or you won't have a chance to. And then regarding the challenge, please, please, please make a project featuring washi tape as some kind of focal element. We want to feature washi tape. And if you share it on social media with hashtag Altenew Challenge Live, I'll be checking them out and somebody will be the winner next week. That's also a $15 gift certificate prize. And congrats again to Amy Moore, who was the winner from last week's bingo challenge. That was so much fun. All right, now I'm reminding myself I need to put the little outro video on because I had that moment where I forgot to put the intro video on at the start of today's live. So I'll make sure to do that. And I want to thank all of you guys out there for joining me today and for hanging out in my crafting with me. And I hope you all have a wonderful and crafty day. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.